So we have a big announcement, an exciting announcement. Some years ago, I was walking through the church and came through the link out there, and on the table there was a stack of books. Some things just show up around here. It's kind of amazing. Like, where did that come from? I have no idea. It was a stack of C.S. Lewis books on mere Christianity, one of the great classics of Christian devotion, a simple and elegant walk through the very basics of the Christian faith. And I was like, usually I would put that out, right? Like, usually I would put the books out there, and I didn't. So who did this? But I didn't think much about it because, you know, things show up around here. And it was at least a few weeks, if not a month later, that I learned that Chip Hughes had put those books out there because he was curious to see if people would take them. He was curious if there was a spiritual hunger here at St. Mark's, that people would be curious enough to pick it up and go and read it. And sure enough, a few weeks later, the books were almost gone. It's similar to how when Chip and Claudia returned to us from living in Washington, and they had experienced Alpha at their parish in Washington, they brought Alpha to St. Mark's. And that first week that we tried Alpha here, it was a holy curiosity. Will people show up? Is there a spiritual curiosity here that people want to know more and grow closer to God with? And that is how Chip was as a Christian. It was how Chip was as a leader of St. Mark's. Of course, when we started the capital campaign last year, we, of course, told the story several times that gets me every time, that in his last days, when he had a lot of other things he could have been thinking about and talking about, one of the things on his mind was St. Mark's and its financial health and its spiritual health. I miss Chip every day. Whenever there's a big thing going on, I always wonder, what would Chip do? He had a remarkable mixture of wisdom and faithfulness that touched us greatly while he was here, and that continues to touch us as a congregation. So I'm going to hand it off now to Martha.
Thank you. I'm glad to see that Claudia and Joe are here today, the Hughes family members who are here. And in thinking back, my first recollection of them was being invited to their house to discuss the preschool program because my oldest was 2 at the time. So I hate to admit how old I am, but that was 29 years ago. And I am too overwhelmed by how the Hughes family steps up and takes care of the church, takes care of the people, takes care of the little toddlers. And also, I have to go back and put more stories together, but Chip and Claudia and Musical Joe have all been members of the Bell Choir at one time or another. And I'm still working on Lizzie. Actually, I took Lizzie into the heart of Appalachia in order to do her work for the church, so she's done her part as well. But today, we want to pre-announce that on July 2nd here at church, we're going to have a little ceremony out in the backyard because we are going to dedicate the building, the whole wing, with the heritage room and the lower classrooms and all that, to the Hughes family, and it is going to be called Hughes Hall. And that is our big announcement for today. We'd like you to be here on July 2nd to join us with that. Liz will be here as well as Joe and Claudia, and it'll be a great celebration of good work's done and a lot of gratitude. And this decision cropped up, bubbled up out of the vestry, and was a unanimous decision. So it was an easy one to make. Thank you, and thank you to the Hughes family.